Hello, it's Mrs. Mackenzie. I'm going to do the week 5 reading article for you. This article is about a lady from a place called New Mexico. I'm just going to show you briefly on the map. This is Mexico here in America, and here is New Mexico, right on the border of Mexico and America. Obviously called New Mexico because I'm assuming migrants move there quite a lot. So this lady, I've had to look up how to say her name to try and make sure I say it right. Her name is Dolores Huerta. She is a leader and an activist. So I'm going to go through some of the words and the meanings to start with. The first word I think that is important for you to understand is the word activist. So an activist is a person who campaigns or fights for change, and that's political or social. So when I say fight, I don't mean actually having a fight. I mean that she is having lots of meetings, she'll do lots of things to help try and make changes. We've also got Labour leader here. So like in England, we have a Labour Party. In America, it's a fairly newish party. They are very similar to our Labour Party over here. They're part of the government and they want to change the government. Then we've got activist again, so it's the same here. Then we've got civil rights, the rights of citizens to political and social freedom and equality. So what that means is that every person who is a resident in that country, who is a legal resident, has a right to try and fight for what they believe in. We're very lucky with this article is that the key words in here are already defined in brackets next to them. I have underlined them to make sure that you are aware that those are the definitions. We've also then got migrant. So a migrant is a person who moves from place to place, especially to find work. Okay, so it might be when you're older, you might want to move to Australia, and you would migrate to Australia, which would make you a migrant. Okay, so this is from an article by Diane L. Brooks in 2002. Dolores Huerta, born 1930, is an American Labour leader and civil rights activist. In this informational text, Diane L. Brooks further explores the work and accomplishments of Dolores. As you read, take notes on what drives Dolores' actions in the text. Dolores Huerta, who was born in New Mexico in 1930, was always concerned about civil rights. Everyone should be treated with respect, she believed. Her mother and family moved to Stockton, California when she was young. She was fortunate to go to college and then became a teacher. But she had another concern. I couldn't stand seeing the kids come to class hungry and needing shoes. I thought I could do more by organising farm workers than by trying to teach their hungry children. So Huerta became a leader and got involved in a local community service organisation. She helped poor people register to vote, become citizens, and get better services. She became a fearless lobbyist, a person who works to get laws of their interest passed. Then she met Cesar E. Chavez, and both of them knew that farm workers needed to be organised in order to improve their lives. Together, they started the National Farm Workers Association in Delano, California in 1962. Chavez was president, and Huerta was second in command of the new union. Together, they talked to migrant workers and their families about how to get a better life. They brought lots of people together and helped them stand up for their rights. They organised boycotts, asking people not to buy a product if workers were not treated well, and led strikes if workers were not treated fairly. Being an activist, someone who takes action, was a dangerous job. She got hurt and she was put in jail, but she really believed in what she was doing and brought her children to the UFW activities so that others could see that the problems were not just about workers, they were about families. Today, Dolores Huerta is remembered as one of the 100 most important women of the 20th century. Okay, what you're going to do now is you're going to pause the video and you're going to put it back to the beginning, and you're going to do choral reading with me along with the video. So what this means is that you read at the same time and pace as I am reading, and this will give you a good understanding of the text.